Round 7 of the chase for the Rainbow Roof for 2020 for the Brisca Formula 1 stock cars sees yet another meeting at the Skegness Raceway in Lincolnshire, and around 45 cars are present. It's the first leg of a double-header weekend here in the autumn weather. Thankfully things staying dry at the moment. One or two interesting wild card entries among the Brisca F1 entry, supported by the biggest race of the season for the National Mini Stocks, their National Championship for the Gold Roof, which is first up on our programme today, followed by 2 heats and a consolation for the Brisca F1s. We've got the final for the Brisca F2 stock cars as well, and then the final and Grand National for the F1s to round things out. First up it is the National Championship for National Mini Stocks, the under-16 racers, racing for their Gold Roof, sponsored by Heimer Group, Eldis and Richard Baldwin Motorhomes. Jack Witts, the pre-meeting favourite, the European champion, in pole position, going for his third Gold Roof of his incredible mini stocks career. Luke Siret-Barsby, number 27, starts alongside. Second row of Tom Earl, it should have been Leah Seeley, but she's a non-starter. Third row, Casey J. Jones and Josh Wilson. 26 cars out there in total, racing over 20 laps for the Gold Roof for the National Mini Stocks. The National Championship is underway, and it's a great start by 180 of Jack Witts. The Lancashire driver takes up the lead into the first turn, side by side for second place. Tom Earl and Luke Siret-Barsby. Good start by Earl from the second row up into second position, but it's Witts who will lead them around the first lap in the 180. Of course, his sister Courtney, one of the most successful mini stocks drivers of recent years as well. Already the bumpers starting to go in further back. 414 getting spun out there. Wallop straight in backwards goes Harrison Careless Veal. Great name that is, I have to say. 171 Tom Dunn was the man who put the bumper in on him. It's Witts who leads from Earl, Siret-Barsby. They've gone clear of the rest of the field. More bumpers going in further back as they start to sort themselves out. Here's the fight for fourth. Josh Wilson ahead of Casey J. Jones, 186. He was the top novice last season, the former Ninja Kart racer. The rest of the pack chases along. They pass the stranded car of 414 Harrison Careless Veal. They'll be warned over their receiver radios, the drivers that are car stranded there. 64 of Sam Critchley gets spun out and gets a knock from a couple of cars at the back of the field there. Tom Earl has a look for the lead. They avoid the spun car of Sam Critchley, and Tom Earl dives through, but the yellow flag has come out. The yellow flag has come out. There's the reason. 414 Harrison Careless Veal got spun out by 171 of Tom Dunn. Lewis Spires in the 45 car getting caught up almost there as well. 64 Sam Critchley was spun aside too by Jake Wilson in the 925 car. So a couple of early casualties in this gold top race. The green flag back out, then we're back underway, and it is Witts and Earl who make the best starts. 77 of Tom Earl shadowing our race leader, looking for the third Gold Roof win of his career. He has had an incredible career in National Mini Stocks, Jack Witts. I'm sure we'll see him in the F1 someday. He's under pressure here from Tom Earl, trying to get the bumper in there going into turn one. He does get the bumper in. Good driving by Tom Earl in the 77, up alongside the 180 car. They're side by side on the run into turn 3, and Earl leads on the inside. Jack Witts trying to fight back. Siret-Barsby is third. The rest fight it out behind as Jack Witts fights back, gets the bumper back in into turns 1 and 2. He leans Tom Earl out wide. Get out towards the fence, he says to his rival, and retakes the lead. And he's going to lose second place as well, Tom Earl, because here comes Luke Siret-Barsby in the 27 car as well. So down to third goes Tom Earl. He led just a lap ago. 28 Josh Wilson in fourth place. Then we've got Casey Jones in the 186. They're clear of the rest of the pack. Bumpers going in there. Sam Critchley having spun early on, gets some bumper from Freddie Hunter Johnson in the number 20 car. His brother Finn also somewhere down this lineup. Hunter Johnson sent sideways there by the 277 of Tom Rogers. He's going well. He started at the back as a reserve for this race with a couple of absentees. It's Witts stretching his lead over the 77 of Tom Earl. Here's Jake Woodhull heading this pack into turns 3 and 4. Bumpers go in again there. A couple of cars run out wide, including Jolan Maynard in the number 51. 223 of Toby Partridge, his sister Tilly in 233. There's Tilly in 233 getting involved as well. Sam Critchley in there as well. He spun earlier on after the yellows had come out, so was allowed to rejoin, take his position. We're just past halfway in this National Mini Stocks National Championship. The leaders are into back marker traffic now. Jack Witts is going to have to keep his wits about him to get through these back markers. His dad Ray was a leading light in V8 hot stocks for many years. So Freddie Hunter-Johnson gets dumped into the wall there, out of turn 4. Ray Witt's top Brisca F1 racer as well. We see Courtney Witts make occasional appearances in the F1s these days as well after her phenomenal mini-stocks career. Jack Witts, surely a star in the making in UK oval racing. Only one other driver has won the Gold Roof 3 times, because of course it's only from 11 to 15 years old you can race in this formula. Stephen Treherne, who went on to race in Brisca F2 and also in Legends cars, among others, before moving on to race on the circuits, is the only other one to win it 3 times. 45 Lewis Spires has come to a halt there on the outside of the turn. I think we may go caution again here. I can see the marshal requesting a yellow flag there as Tom Birchenough makes his way past Gracie Squire. Yes, the caution does come out. This is going to close things up again. We'll see what happened here to Lewis Spires. Just went out wide, came to a halt, obviously signalled that he didn't feel safe in there, and the race halted to allow him to exit the raceway. Plenty of cars left out there for the final 5-lap sprint. It will be to the checkered flag. This is the chance Tom Earl needed to try and close up, take Jack Witts for the lead. There's Gracie Squire, Henry Robson, Charlie Tomlin, Finn Hunter-Johnson in 120, 239 Lewis Smith behind him. Luke Sirrett-Barsby still third ahead of Josh Wilson. Now can Tom Earl strike here on the restart? Here we go. Green is down again. It's Jack Witts who's made a good restart. Tom Earl tries to go with him, but Witts just too quick for him into the first turn. That could be the decisive move in this race if we get no more caution. Surely Jack Witts is going to pull away once again. Never sort out further back in the order. Side by side there, Finn Hunter-Johnson on the outside. Lewis Smith gets fired into him and walloped straight into the fence. Goes the 120. That was Tom Dunn, and he now spins Lewis Smith out down the straight there. He'll rejoin at the back of the field. Leaders come round to complete another lap. There's 3 laps to go now for Jack Witts, heading for Gold Roof number 3. Already sporting the red and yellow checkered roof of the European champion. He's heading for the Gold Roof. It'll be no longer 180, it'll be number 1 once again in just a couple of laps' time for Jack Witts. Tom Earl in second, Luke Sirrett-Barsby third. I don't think they're going to catch him now. Looks like it's Josh Wilson still fourth. There's a battle further back. Freddie Hunter-Johnson, 85 of Caden Morrison. We've lost Tom Dunn there. He's pulled up on the inside of the back straight. We're on the last lap now of this National Mini Stocks National Championship. They are not going to catch the 180 car, coming round to take his 3rd National Championship title. What an incredible achievement. 180 Jack Witts takes the checkered flag, clear of Tom Earl and Luke Sirrett-Barsby. A quite superb career Jack has had, and it's not over yet as well. He won't turn 16 for over another year. So could he win 4 next year? We'll find out in a few months' time. Jack Witts the winner ahead of Tom Earl and Luke Sirrett-Barsby, with Josh Wilson, who topped his race-long battle with Casey J. Jones for 4th. Callum Thornton, the British champion, taking 6th. And Tom Birchenough, Charlie Tomlin, Henry Robson and Tom Rogers from the back of the grid, rounding out the top 10. Congratulations to Jack Witts. We now move on to the first race of the Brisca F1s. 23 cars out there, including a couple of interesting entries. Tom Harris's car is out there, but Tom is not driving it, the world champion. His sister Catherine making the move up from the V8 hot stocks. We'll see how she gets on in Tom's tarmac car. Also out there is Ryan Harrison's car. Likewise, Ryan is not driving it. He's done a car swap. The Brisca F2 world champion Gordon Moody from Scotland is at the wheel of the Harrison car. Ryan racing Gordon's F2 tonight. Let's see how our 2 wild cards, if you like, get on here. Other names to watch include Junior Wainman in 515, Matt Newsom the 16, 55 of Craig Finnegan. We're underway then. 479 of James Hunt leading them away. Phoebe Wainman in trouble already there in the number 211. Battle is on among the Blue Graders. Catherine Harris is in there in the number 8. Somebody in the wall already, one of the white tops, couldn't see who it was. On board with Gordon Moody attacking the number 8 of Catherine Harris, the number 5 of Charlie Sauder as well. He's had a couple of wins here at Skegness this year already, and one at Kings Lynn as well. Gordon Moody, winner of more F2 titles than I can remember, moving through already. One of the Evans twins I noticed in trouble there. That was Tyrone in 381. They pretty much carved up the wins between them at Skegness this season, but Tyrone hitting trouble early on in this race. 275 Terry Hawkins taken wide there, and wallop straight in goes Ant Lee in 339. and somebody else as well. Didn't see who the other yellow grader was there. It was Casey Eggleston, number 120, who put the bumper in there. He managed to recover from that. There's Tyrone Evans back in the pack, a rare sight this season, it has to be said. So James Hunt, your race leader in 479, the white grader, looking for his first win. Newcomer to Brisca F1 this year, not to be confused with, of course, the 70s motorsport legend. 275 Terry Hawkins on the attack there. On board with Gordon Moody attacking amply in 339. What a great season he's had. A couple of wins at Kings Lynn earlier this year. I think it might be John O'Brien that's in the wall there in the 86 car we caught a glimpse of on the outside. Smoke from Phoebe Wainman's 211 car. Coming up towards half distance in this heat number 1 for the Brisca Formula 1 stock cars. The first 10 finishers go through to the meeting final, and Gordon Moody is really carving his way through the pack. Small smoke from Phoebe Wainman's car. She's in trouble as in goes Tyrone Evans, all on his own there in 381, trying to keep it going. Flames out of Phoebe Wainman's car now, number 211. She needs to pull off to the centre and get that looked at by the marshals. Catherine Harris under fire from Ashley England, number 346. We've not seen much of him this year. Good to see Ace Ash back in action. Phoebe Wainman does retire to the centre in 211. She'll have to go in the consolation race. Now Gordon Moody has almost caught our lead pack. James Hunt, you can see in the red and yellow car in the distance there. It's Mark Sargent in second place in 326, the current leader of the chase for the Rainbow Roof. Of course, the new championship this year, raising money for NHS charities and frontline workers. Sarge leading the points in that one, but he's just lost out to Gordon Moody. Another yellow top ahead of him. Oh, Casey Eggleston's been taken out. He's tangled with one of the white tops. I think that might be Simon Binder in 128. Catherine Harris sent sideways. And there, look at this group. Antley, Charlie Sauder, Ashley England, Catherine Harris, and a couple of others. Matt Newson in the pink number 16 car is in there as well. Gordon Moody is attacking our race leader. There's James Hunt. We've not seen much of him in this one. The red and yellow 479 car. I think that's one of Matt Newson's higher cars. There is the man himself, Matt Newson. He's got ahead of Catherine Harris there. Mark Sargent's a little further back as Moody goes to the inside of James Hunt. He takes the lead with 2 laps to go. Well, it looks like the crossover is working in Moody's favour. Ryan Harrison racing his F2 tonight. And Gordon Moody is going to take the win if he stays where he is in our first F1 heat of the night. The man from Fife in Scotland. Up to start his final lap. Newson with the bumper on Catherine Harris. Behind them, Junior Wayman. He's had a quiet race in this one, the 515. Bit of wheel banging there in the pack. Round goes Ashley England in 346. Also around there is Mark Wareham in 401, but we're on the last lap now. Somebody else has been taken out in there as well. I think it might have been Ashley England. It's going to be a win. The checkered flag is out for Gordon Moody. Scotland the brave here at Skegness this evening. First win goes to the wild card, if you like, Gordon Moody in the number 7. Some have suggested in the past he should switch over from F2 to F1. I'd imagine budget and sponsorship reasons are the only reasons he hasn't. He's won more F2 titles certainly than I can remember. A real talent is Gordon, and the Flying Scotsman takes heat number 1. Second place going to Mark Sargent ahead of Joe Nichols, the blue grader. Dean Whitwell, we ran second early on, taking 4th. Great result for James Hunt in 5th position, by far the best result of his career so far. Then Charlie Sauder, Junior Wayman, Matt Newson, Craig Finnegan and Catherine Harris completes the top 10, qualifying for the final.
F2 Heat 1 winner, no hang on, F1 Heat 1 winner, Gordon Moody.
It was good that, thank you.
You've had a day out today in the Formula 1. It's certainly a step up from the 2 litre, but you were flying.
Yeah, the car was really good, and that's obviously thanks to Ryan and all his team. They put in the hard work, and I wouldn't know the first thing really about what to do with it, so just get in it and kind of point it and squirt it in the right direction, and luckily it worked out in my favour. It was good.
And it's no secret you've always wanted to do Formula 1s. I mean, it's a long way from Scotland, isn't it? But it's something you've always wanted to do. Could this see a move?
I don't know about that. I enjoy watching Brisca F1 as I do all the stock car formulas, so to be on track with some of the boys there, it was nice, and then hopefully a few more of them in the final. But it just depends on if if we wanted to do it, if we could get the right backing to do it.
And you've certainly opened a few eyes tonight with that race as well, and you've got the final to come. No reason why it won't be another number 7 win.
Hi, I've maybe showed my hand too soon.
Well, best of luck.
Thanks very much. Thank you.
The other half of the Brisca F1 entry out for heats number 2, another 10 to qualify for the final. The world champion Tom Harris is in this one, driving his shale car tonight with the gold roof on it. Also names to look out for include Paul Hines, 259, former world champion Lee Fairhurst in the 217 car, Skegness specialist Luke Davidson in 464. A couple of lady drivers out in this one as well, Ashley Wareham, 492, also Hannah Chappell in 387. A couple of novices going from the back as well. We're on board with Jake Harry in among the yellow tops, number 345. Former Scottish champion Martin Spires in 451 is ahead of him. Here we go then, the green goes down. The man to watch could be from the front of the yellows. They're already making good his escape. Lewis Evans in 392. Saw his brother in problems in Heat 1. These Evans twins pretty much dividing the races up at Skegness, as we said earlier, between them. But it's Jamie Nelson, number 540, in the very green machine there, who'll lead the first lap, but not for much longer, because through goes Lewis Evans on the inside. Hannah Chappell in the white wall 387 car loses out there to Jake Harry, and wallop straight in goes John Thompson, courtesy of, well, there's about 5 cars piled in there. Paul Carter's in there, Finn Sargent, I think Martin Spires has gone in there as well. Goodness me, that was a big wallop going into the first turn. We're on board with Luke Davidson in 464. He passes the scene of that carnage. Austin Moore, the other car in there, number 127. Lee Fairhurst goes through in 217, won the world title here back in 2012. The first world final to be staged at Skegness. Very back of the grid, Lee Fairhurst took the win. Looks like that pile-up has largely cleared itself, just 1 or 2 cars in the fence. Paul Carter, number 300, is one of them. There is the world champion, Tom Harris, number 1, driving his shale car tonight. Catherine's in his tarmac car. Race starting to settle down then with Lewis Evans in the lead in 392. Steve Whittle under fire from Martin Spires there. They've got Lee Fairhurst behind them. Jake Harry running well there in 345 ahead of Finn Sargent, Paul Hines in 259. To get the first 10 go through to the final. Say a big thank you to everybody who has made donations towards the chase for the rainbow roof. Many thousands of pounds being raised for NHS charities. Luke Davidson losing places there. Looks like he may have a problem. Nice to fight back the 464. Facing Tom Harris. Both in the J. Davidson scrap metal livery cars. Some regard them too as teammates, but they're certainly team rivals on track, as Paul Hines makes a move there on one of the white tops. Here's the lead battle. 392 Lewis Evans has the lead, going past 540 of Jamie Nelson in the green machine, puts him a lap down. 387 of Hannah Chappell also a lap down there. It's Paul Hines in second place now. Finn Sargent, I think, is a lap down as well, because we saw him in that pile-up on turn 1 a couple of laps into this race. Gets a knock there from Lee Fairhurst, so Fairhurst is third. It's Jake Harry in 4th place in 345, and then behind him I think Steve Whittle in 183. We haven't got our electronic lap timing yet tonight, unfortunately, at Skegness, so our apologies for a bit of confusion over placings. Next in the order there is Mickey Randall, number 172. He's got Davidson behind him. They're just behind Steve Whittle in the 183 car. Haven't seen too much of him this year. Martin Spires is next in 451, and then we've got Tom Harris. A quieter run for Tom here, but he is in his shale spec car. Davidson makes up the place past Mickey Randall, but we've only got 3 laps to go this time. It's going to be yet another win for Lewis Evans in 392. Almost goes without saying at Skegness this season, doesn't it? They've won virtually every race here between them, the Evans twins, based in the West Midlands. Luke Davidson getting caught up there. Oh dear, he's got stuck on the side rail of the 183 car of Steve Whittle as he tried to pass him, but he's recovered, and not only that, he takes the place coming out of turn 4. Didn't slow him down too much, did it? Davidson in the 464, a former European champion, the current holder of the World Cup, raced in Holland. Still your leader is Lewis Evans. There he is in the 392 car. Must afford to take it easy on his run to the flag. There is the checkered flag, and he takes the victory. Paul Hines comes over in second, Lee Fairhurst in third, and confirm the rest of the places shortly. I think it's Jake Harry in 4th place. Luke Davidson delayed a bit by that collision with Steve Whittle, but I think he will qualify for the final, as will Tom Harris. So the higher graders have been seemingly more content to battle among themselves so far tonight, letting the lower graders and the wild cards, in the case of Gordon Moody, get on with the winning. But it's Lewis Evans who takes the win this time in the 392. He'll aim to make it a double in the final. Red flags come out on heat number 2. The win going to Lewis Evans ahead of Paul Hines, with Lee Fairhurst in 3rd. They were clear of Jake Harry in 4th position. Tom Harris having to settle for 6th behind Mickey Randall. Luke Davidson down in 7th ahead of the man he briefly got caught up with, Steve Whittle. Martin Spires and Ashley Wareham qualifying for the final in 10th place.
Heat 2 winner, 392, Lewis Evans again.
Yeah, seems to be going well in the heats, doesn't it? Yeah.
And of course, tonight you would have been, or you've lost your mini gold roof, of course, but you've moved up into the big league now.
Yeah, obviously I couldn't defend it because it was out to the smoke, but I was off and up into bigger and better things, so yeah.
That's it, you've got your eyes on the bigger prize now.
Yeah, definitely, the gold top in the F1, so.
And we keep saying it, this final win.
Yeah, obviously again, I'm after it, and well, I'm going to be trying more, even harder than all the rest of the times to get it this time, so.
Well, hopefully this time we will be talking after the final.
Yeah, hopefully. Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Consolation time then under the floodlights here at Skegness Raceway. These are the drivers that didn't make it into the top 10 in the qualifying heats. Some of the cars that were out there, Tyrone Evans could be the favourite for this one, going from yellow grade. Of course, had problems in his heat, as did Phoebe Wainman in the 211 car. One car not even making the start, just pulling off there. Can't quite see who that is. One of the yellow graders. John Thompson's out there as well. 300 of Paul Carter we saw get caught in a pile-up earlier on. Finn Sargent in 526 had problems too. Look out also for Paul Prest in 491. Mostly lower graders out in this one, as you'd expect. The green flag goes down and away we go over 16 laps. First 12 qualify this time for the meeting final. Simon Binder leads the way into turn 1, but nearly doesn't get much further than that because John Horn almost spins him out. It's Horn who leads the way down the back straight. Ant Lee in 339 moving through into 2nd place. There goes the bumper from 415 Russell Cooper there. Win at Kings Lynn earlier this season and celebrating like he won the World Championship. Great entertainer is Russell, but he's been walloped straight in well and truly there. Not sure who that was who put the bumper in. Simon Binder, the pole sitter in this race, caught up as well. Jamie Nelson slowed up in the 540 car. Paul Prest gets spun aside by Ashley England in 346, the only red top in this race. He got spun out towards the end of his earlier heat. He gets rid of Paul Prest there in the 491 in no uncertain terms, but not surprisingly, Tyrone Evans has already carved his way to the front of the field. Didn't take him long from the front of the yellow tops. Tyrone won the National Mini Stocks gold top here at Skegness 12 months ago. It won't be long, I'm sure, before he's fighting for the Brisca F1 gold top along with his twin brother. On board with Kelvin Hassel in car number 13. Raced all manner of things over the years as Kelvin. He's raced in America on the ovals, raced Legends cars as well. His dad, a circuit racer in historic saloon cars. Maybe we'll see Kelvin try that someday. England, as you'd expect, moving up the order in the 346, the only red top out there. We're on board with Casey Engelston in 120. Now, he was bashing everything in sight with his front bumper in the first race. So perhaps a good vantage point to see this race from. He's on Casey's front bumper. We've seen his dad, John Engelston, aka Philo, making a few appearances in the F1s over the years. Whoops, Keith Pearce goes for a spin there in the 58, and Casey just avoided him. Keith Pearce, a newcomer this year, racing a Matt Newson hire car. He's got going again, but he's got caught up there. Now, who's that with? That's the 54 car of Jay Goodwin, another newcomer this season. Doesn't bother the leader. He's got past all of these squabbling white graders and novices. Tyrone Evans goes on his way. Hard to believe that Tyrone Evans, also a newcomer this year. Keith Pearce runs wide there in the 58, so does Simon Binder. John O'Brien out there in the 86 car as well. Ashley England trying to get the bumper in on Adam Bamford in the 43. He does so to try to move up the order. We're in the second half of this consolation now. Don't forget it's the first 12, not the first 10 who go through to the final this time. 401 Mark Wareham we caught a glimpse of there. His daughter Ashley has already qualified for the meeting final. Taken an unusual route into Brisca F1 has Ashley. Started racing in stocks cars and then raced heritage stock cars with Mark for a time. 415 Russell Cooper battling with Keith Pearce. He's given a good account of himself. His first season in Brisca F1. Like many of the white graders here tonight driving a Matt Newson car. Sparks flying there. Adam Bamford getting caught up with Jamie Nelson in the 540 car. Casey Eggleston trying to get the bumper in meanwhile on Austin Moore in the 127. Jamie Nelson still going on. The bumper goes in there on Casey Eggleston, sends him wide. Not sure who it was who put the bumper in there. Might well have been Paul Prest in the 491 car. Yes, there he is. And going straight on and wallop straight in a shower of sparks. That's Adam Bamford, 43. So something must have broken on his car in that tangle with Jamie Nelson. Meanwhile, coming round to start his last lap, having avoided all the squabbles further back, here's Tyrone Evans. He's heading for victory. We'll see who the other qualifiers are in just a few moments' time. Austin Moore stuck in the fence there on the turn. Well, it's going to be one win apiece for the Evans twins so far then. Lewis won Heat 2, Tyrone wins the consolation. By a very big margin as well. I think it might be Finn Sargent who's come over in second place in the 526. We'll confirm the qualifiers in a few moments' time. Top 12 to go through to tonight's meeting final. They were completely dominated there by Tyrone Evans, over a quarter of a lap clear of his nearest rival line mate. We don't know the exact time, of course. 2 more wins here at Skegness for the Evans boys. I can't remember a family dominating racing at one track so comprehensively in the past in Brisca F1. Let's have a look at the result then. The win going to Tyrone Evans ahead of Finn Sargent, and well done Phoebe Wainman, a fine third place. John Horn, the white grader who led the first lap, takes fourth ahead of Ashley England. John Thompson in sixth position ahead of Mark Wareham. Then Casey Eggleston, Paul Prest and Paul Carter round out the top 10. Kelvin Hassel and Aaron Leach, the other qualifiers.
Consolation winner, 381, Tyrone Evans. We're getting used to this now.
Yeah, seems to be getting on the top spot quite a bit.
If it's not you, it's your brother, and you didn't go so well at Buxton in the rain. It was a bit harder, but Skegness, you seem to really fly around here.
Yeah, I enjoy Skegness. At Buxton, struggles a bit in the rain, but yeah, I couldn't catch my brother. Just struggled.
And we're watching the Formula Ones tonight. It looks like everyone's getting stuck in a little bit more tonight as well.
Yeah, probably because it's the last race of the season. Well, last race of the season, but I don't know.
And your brother's desperate to get this final win. Are you going to stop him from doing that?
I'll try to, yeah.
Well, best of luck.
Thank you.
Excellent racing as always under the floodlights here at Skegness Raceway from the Brisca F1s and the National Mini Stocks. They'll be joined in the second part of our programme by the Brisca Formula 2 stock cars and the latest round of the Brisca F1 chase for the Rainbow Roof. We'll take a short break, more stock car action in a moment.